Okay, so 10:05, we're just gonna start. Okay, that's cool with everyone. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so we're just gonna start now. So firstly, a good morning to all those in the UK and a very good evening to those back home in Singapore. So I'm Natalie, the Vice President of UKSSC for South and Greater London region. So on behalf of my committee, I just want to thank everyone and welcome everyone for joining us today for our UKSSC SingSoc Student Insiders event 2022. So we're just gonna get straight into it. And we're gonna have Ryan, the Vice President of Midlands, North and Scotland region, give an opening introduction before we move on to presentations from Lizzie of British Council and Alberini from Singapore Global Network. And then we'll move on to the next segment. So yeah, Ryan, take it away.
Okay, thank you so much, Natalie, for the introduction. Can everyone see the slides? Just to confirm. Okay, so thank you, Natalie, for the introduction. Once again, welcome to the second edition of the UKSSC SingSoc Student Insiders session. My name is Ryan, Vice President of Midlands, North and Scotland and Northern Ireland. So as mentioned earlier, this will be the event program for the session today. We'll have a main session, followed by a breakout session and the closing. So to introduce UKSSC, our vision here is to foster a vibrant Singapore student community in the UK, and our mission is to promote inter-society interaction and in collaboration between the students to represent the interests of all the Singaporean students in the UK. So introducing our 24th Exco, we have Sin Chen as the president, and Natalie and myself as the vice president of South Greater London SGL and Midlands, North, Scotland and Northern Ireland M&S. At the bottom, we have our secretary Nikesh, finance director Ting Ting, communication director Vanessa, and technology director Shikang. So our regional directors for SGL consist of Shirin and Wayne, and for M&S, Amanda, Gabriel, and Wayne. So quickly on what we do, we have four main functions in UKSSC. So the first is to integrate Singapore students by connecting them with SingSocs and do events like this. Secondly, we promote inter-SingSoc bonding by having great events gathering the various SingSoc leaders and do regional dinner and lunch meetups. Thirdly, we promote guidance and support to our Singapore students in the UK by liaising with British Council, Singapore High Commission, and Singapore Global Network. Lastly, we also share career opportunities with our students via events such as the Google Fireside Chat that we had. And we also host career events like our flagship events through the generations, which we will share a little bit on at the end. So you might be wondering now, what are SingSocs or Singapore societies? So SingSocs are student-led organizations to integrate the Singapore student community at the university level. They also hold exclusive university level career opportunities and have targeted university or course-specific information and guidance for students. So that might be the reason why you're actually at this event today. So to share a little bit, this a list of our SingSoc partners that we have in UKSSC, and we'll have the contact information for the SingSoc partners that we have, and we'll share the information post-event via email. So these are affiliated student organization partners, which we also share the contact information with post-event. Here are our corporate partners: GovTech, Singapore High Commission, Singapore UK Association, British Council, Singapore Young Network Community, and Singapore Global Network. And our sponsors for the event are L'Oreal and Temasek Holdings. So a little on our upcoming events. We have UKSSC Through the Generations. So Through the Generations is meant to create a culture of paying it forward, where alumni can continue to inspire new generation of Singapore students who want to come to the UK to discover meaningful careers after their studies. So more details will be announced on our various channels, which will also be shared at the end of our event. Another upcoming event is the Leaders Ball, where Singaporean student leaders across the various universities will gather together to celebrate the past year. So more details of this will also be announced on our platforms. So do follow our platforms. And so we hope to keep in touch with both prospective and current Singapore students. And we will flash the QR code at the end of the event again for us to keep in touch. So now passing time over to Natalie.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Ryan. So now we have Lizzie, Head of Education from British Council, to speak about why you should study in the UK and all the perks that come with it. Lizzie, please.
Thank you, Natalie, and thank you, Ryan. And thank you, UKSSC, for inviting the British Council again to this Student Insider session. It's been our pleasure working with the Students' Council over the last several years. We are really, really appreciative of the efforts that you guys take, the SingSocs as well as the Students' Council, on creating that channel, that network for Singaporean students who are studying in the UK to feel that they are part of a community even when away from home. I think that's brilliant work that you do. And it's been an honor for us from the Council as well as the High Commission and the entire British team here to be supporting the work that you do. And later on, when you hear from the Singapore Global Network, you'll see that that's something else that we appreciate as well. You students putting in your time entirely voluntarily to be creating this community of Singaporean students who are outside of the country. So good evening, everyone, and good morning if you're joining us from the UK. As Natalie said, my name is Lissy. I'm the Head of Education at British Council in Singapore. I'm just going to, your interest is actually talking to the students who are currently studying in the UK, who are in the SingSocs in universities in the UK today. You probably do not want to hear from, academics and sages on the stages telling you why you should all be going to study in the UK. But still, I just wanted to set that context about what the UK has to offer to you as a study destination, if that's something that you're considering. You're completing your current studies now. Where do you want to go ahead? Do you want to stay in Singapore? Are you looking at overseas destinations? And if so, why would you consider the UK as a possible study destination, either now for your undergraduate studies, or some of you may be looking at postgraduate studies also? So what is it that the UK has to offer? So I'll do a very quick introduction of that, and then later you'll get the chance to go into booths. We'll have our booth as well, and if you want to ask us, the British Council team, more questions on what I've presented, then please go ahead and we'll be happy to take those questions as well. So let me begin with that. As I said, this is going to be very whistle stop tour, and I'm just going to be talking about considerations such as living and studying in the UK. So Ryan, are you managing the slides? Could you take me to the next slide, please? Thank you. And the next one. So just to begin with, why you should consider the UK for your future studies. The UK has inspired some of the finest minds in human history, including some of the people on the call today, students who are currently studying in the UK too. And this could be your chance to be inspired by this country, not just because of its ancient history, but also because of its modern ways of life. Of course, the world-class education system that the UK provides, which is recognized all over the world and which increases your chances of employability, because you've ticked that box of achieving a world-class educational qualification. But it's not just about studies. When you're looking at where you're going to be continuing for the next 3 years, 4 years, it's also about immersing yourself in a variety of cultural experiences, expanding that portfolio of yours in the experiences that you have, networking, building your friendships and your connections, which is then going to set you up for the rest of your journey through life, the career that you're going to follow through. And by choosing to study in the UK, this is where you're giving yourself the chance to become the best possible version of yourself. And let me go through the next few points as well to let you know what it's going to be like in the UK. So Ryan, let's move on. One thing I would definitely want to emphasize is that the UK is a very tolerant country, multiracial, multi-language speaking people, multi-nationalities. It is against the law to discriminate against anyone because of their religion or their race or their nationality, very similar to the situation that we have in Singapore, for example. And you'll be interested to know that more than 20% of the academic staff in the UK are from outside of the UK. So that's the kind of diversity and inclusion and learning of new cultures that you will find being in this country. It is very tolerant and safe as well, and we'll come to that later on as well. This is again where you get to connect with people from all over the world and expand that repertoire that you have as a global citizen. Let's move on, Ryan. Thank you. Cultural experiences, I said, you're not just looking at studies and getting your degree, you're looking at that entire experience of being overseas. And of course, the UK has to offer to you breathtaking scenery, city life, countryside, depending on what you want to experience, or all of which you can experience. The nightlife, which the UK is famous for. But of course, cultural experiences like music and art and theatre and literature, film, a lot of which, you know of things which have originated from the UK as well. Let's not go down the Harry Potter route, but that's the kind of cultural experiences that you will get to experience, to immerse yourself in while in the UK. Thank you, Ryan. Moving on into living in the UK. So let's go to the next one. I just wanted to give an indication of, students, if you are considering the UK, you need to be practical about this as well. You're not just looking at tuition fees. That information is always available to you as you go into the university's websites. You will be able to find out what each course is going to cost you, but you must also have an indication of living costs, your day-to-day expenses. So this is just an indication of what it's going to be like. There are a lot of resources on our Study UK website, including budget calculators, which will let you know what you need to be planning ahead for if you're looking at the next 2-3 years in the UK as well. But all said and done, the UK is good value for money. You're getting an undergraduate degree in 3 years' time. And on an average, compared to other countries, living costs are manageable. But again, it depends on where you choose to be studying, whether you're going to be in the city, London, major cities, for example, or whether you're going to be away from the city. So you can make those choices according to your finances as well. Let's move on, Ryan. Thank you. We are used to being connected, being in Singapore, and that's something that, again, you will enjoy in the UK. A lot of these students will tell you, the SingSoc's representatives will tell you that they're not just staying at their university. During weekends, they are traveling around. You've got the connectivity that Heathrow and the other international airports obviously offer, plus the rail system, the road system. That connectivity that you find with the first class public transport system, which we expect and are used to in Singapore, is something that you would find in Singapore, in the UK as well. So you will be spoiled for choices, and you can ask them, during the weekends, which countries have you gone to? Even when you're exploring within the UK itself, that's going to take you enough number of days to cover the whole of the UK. And then you can look at Europe as well. So you have that interconnected nature of the country too. Let's move on, Ryan. So let's go into brass tacks, talking about studying in the UK. Let's carry on. So I said world-class education, and while rankings are not everything, they are still important, and you will see that every year consistently, at least 2 of the universities from the UK will be ranking in the top 10, if not more than 2, and a further 26. So we are looking at 2022 rankings now. A further 26 of the UK universities and colleges are among the world's 200 best institutions for learning. And higher education statistics, the latest report, which is 2020, has identified the UK as the top study destination for students, international students. More than 500,000 students from more than 100 countries are moving to the UK every year to study. So that's the kind of, again, the diversity and the inclusion that you're going to be seeing if you're going to be studying in the UK. Thank you, Ryan. The UK, the education sector, is well renowned for its STEM, the science, technology, research and innovation as well. For a small country, 0.9% of the world population, at least 14%, it punches well above its weight. 14% of the world's most highly cited scientific research comes out of the UK. And among the G7 countries, the UK is consistently ranked top almost always number one. In fact, as far as the impact of the scientific research comes. You'll have heard about the Russell Group of universities. I'm sure we have representatives today from the Russell Group too. 24 of the universities in the UK which are leading in science and technology and research all over the world. And these are, again, options that are available to you when you're selecting your courses and your universities. Thank you, Ryan. But again, the nature of the education, the curriculum is informed by industry, by employers. It's not theory alone that you're going to be studying. The way the curriculum is designed is academics and employers, industry are working very closely together to make sure that the content that you study at university is preparing you for work when you graduate. So the focus is future-ready graduates, so that once you've completed your course, you are ready to get into industry and get into the jobs. And that's why you will find work placements, you will find internship opportunities, a lot of those links with industry, because a lot of the companies are also headquartered in the UK. And that connection is what informs the curriculum. So it's not just theory that you're studying, but you're studying real life, up-to-date, practically applicable information, which is going to help you when you then move on to your careers. And coming to careers, Ryan, let's move on. We said employability. The UK educational qualification is recognized all over the world. The Universities UK International conducted a survey with international students, and 90% of the students said they were very satisfied with their experiences while studying in the UK, and that it is the UK qualification that they had which helped them get their first jobs, probably faster than their peers, at higher starting salaries, and then get on with promotions in their jobs as well. It was this qualification which helped them because it's recognized all over the world. And interesting fact there, 50% of our current cabinet members, exactly 50%, trust me, I have counted, have studied in the UK. So you will be in an August company if this is your choice of study destination as well. Let's move on, Ryan. I don't think I have a lot more. I just wanted to mention this as well, the graduate route. So this is just available from last year onwards, which means all of the students here, this is something which is available to you. It's a post-study visa, which means if you've completed studying in the UK, you've studied in the UK and you've completed your degree from July of last year onwards, you have a 2-year visa, which allows you to continue to stay in the UK and look for a job. You don't have to have a job during those 2 years. You could be doing, short courses, you could be traveling, you could be doing a little bit of internships and dipping in and that experience and deciding on what it is that you want to do next. This is an option which is now available to students. If you've done a PhD, you get 3 years to be waiting around in the UK and doing that bit of looking for a job. Once you find a job, you can convert this graduate visa to something similar to our employment pass, a work visa, and then that counts towards any residency that if you're planning to continue on the UK. So something that is really advantageous to you and you should take advantage of, because now it's available to students as well. Let's go on, Ryan. I'm not going to go a lot into study options. I'm watching the time and Alberini needs some time too. So just to mention that the trick comes in selecting your course and selecting your university. You've got so many options, 380 universities and colleges to be choosing from. You need to decide on the course. You need to decide on England, Scotland, Wales, or North Ireland, where you're going to study. You need to decide on which university. Is it going to be in the city? Are you going to be outside of the city? So lots of choices for you to do. And the next slide should tell you how to make that a little easier for you. Your one-stop portal, Ryan, go on, please. Your one-stop portal is UKAS, the Universities and Colleges Admission Service. That's the advantage of UK applications. You go to one site, UKAS, you submit one application and you indicate your choices for the universities. You get up to 5 choices depending on the course. More details, you can find out on your own. But this is where, it's like a Google. You do your search, you decide on what you want to do. You submit one application, all the paperwork for for all the 5 choices that you want to make, and it's done. It's not like other countries where you have to go to individual universities and submit your applications to individual websites. So this is a big advantage that the UK application process has. UKAS is your one-stop solution. And if you don't find what you need there, then you come to Study UK at the British Council and we will make sure that you have the information that you need. Let's go on, Ryan. Just a note again to mention that if you're looking at courses which have an accreditation requirement by a professional body in Singapore, then make sure you do a little bit of extra homework as well. You want to do medicine, you make sure that your course that you're studying in the UK is recognized by the Singapore Medical Council here, so that at some point in time when you come back here, you can practice. And similarly, so again, that information is available on our website. Just make sure that you've done your homework properly before you decide on any of these professional courses. Do I have a lot more? I don't think I'll have a lot more, Ryan. MOOCs. More than 250 massive open online courses, which FutureLearn offers to you for free as tasters. If you just want to dip your hands in and say, okay, cancer medicine, what would I be studying? What's the sort of content? What's the sort of job opportunities? Is this what I want to do for the next 3 years? Do I want to work in the sector? Here's a taster for you. AI, robotics, whatever it is that you want to have a feeling of, these FutureLearn MOOCs are freely available to you, offered by more than 35 universities. You could even get a digital certificate while doing that, and that will help you in your course selection, making your decision on what is it that you want to study if you've not yet decided. Yes, Ryan, thank you. So I'm going to stop with that. Alberini, I'm going to hand over to you. But just quickly saying again that this is the UK is currently the world's most popular student destination for international students. More than 500,000 students coming from more than 100 countries. You could be one of them. You're not just looking at the world-class education and the employability strength that you would have from a UK education. You're also looking at all the cultural experiences you would have, the world, the entire experience that you would have that makes you a global citizen, the connections, the friendships, the memories that you're going to make, which will last you a lifetime. And then when you come back after graduating, you join the Alumni UK with the British Council, and you make sure that you remain connected with everybody else who has studied in the UK and then come back home. We're talking about alumni all over the world from 110 countries in which the British Council operates. We will be maintaining that network. Come back and join us. And that goes for all of you as well, SingSoc members and UKSSC members. Come back and join the UK alumni with the British Council and make sure that you remain connected, so that we are all networking and we're all exchanging our experiences, the learning and development, the knowledge, the career opportunities which are available to us. So thank you for listening to me, and I will talk to you later on. All of this information, Ryan and Natalie will be able to share with you later on, including if you scan that code, you've got the Study UK guide. Our newsletter will give you updates about all sorts of events which are happening similar to this one. So keep in touch with us, and that will make you abreast of everything that we are doing throughout the year, including working with UKSSC. Thank you. That's all from me.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lizzie, for the insightful presentation. Now we're going to pass the time on to Alberini from Singapore Global Network. Oh, is Alberini here?
I think she just froze.
All right, okay. Let's see. Let's give her some time. Sorry, guys.
Alberini, if you can hear us, maybe if you drop out and then drop back in, your connection might work.
Okay, I might remove her and then like she can join back in. Might make it easier.
think in the meantime, Ms. Lisi, is it alright if we ask a question on how for the students that partake into or consider a course into the UK, how the British Council can assist them in the application process?
So with the application, you do have to register yourself with UCAS. So that's the first step. So I was doing a session with one of the high schools this morning, and that was what should I do after I leave today's session? And I said that's the first thing that you do. You go to UCAS and you register yourself, because you would be submitting your application. On the left tab of that registration, you will need to key in your personal details, your passport details, your educational transcripts. So that's generally where you start. But if you get stuck at any point of time, this is where you can definitely come to us, and we'll be able to advise you, what's gone wrong. Do you need any support with that? A lot of parents contact us, for example, on, deadlines for application submission, which you need to keep an eye on. What happens if I've missed a deadline? I've got a couple of offers, how do I make a decision on what to select? So all of those kind of step-by-step process will definitely be able to help you with. But the first step is registering on UCAS, so that you've got, you don't have to have all of your details at that point of time. Again, I was giving the example of my son. He's going to go into NS next year, and he's only going to study like 2 years after, but the school has already begun that UCAS registration process. He doesn't have his results right now, which will take him to university, but that section can be left blank. So it'll take some time to get ready, and this is where he's starting the process. There's a personal statement that is very, very important part of your application that takes time to prepare and write. We can support you and direct you towards resources which should help you in writing that personal statement as well. UCAS has a lot of templates, a lot of examples, so a lot of support which is available to you on registering and getting ready to submit your application, watching those deadlines as well. But if you need any help, I think, Sandra, you could just put our contact. It's education@britishcouncil.sg, org.sg. Just let us know what you need help with, and we will make sure that is available to you. Natalie, tell me when I can stop talking, because I can continue. I can take the whole hour if you need to.
I think Alvarini dropped me a message. She said we can go ahead first, and then she can come in after. So she'll present her part after that. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. So Ryan, you want to go through?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, right. She's perfect. She's back. Just in time.
I'm so
oh my God.
sorry, friends. Yes, Zoom just failed me when I need it. Can you see me and can you hear me now?
Yes, can. Perfect.
Okay, great. Yes, so I'm going to be calling in from my phone, so I hope the audio and all that is okay. So sorry for the delay, and yeah, when you need technology and it just fails you. So hi everyone, Alberini here from the Singapore Global Network. Definitely a pleasure being here today. Firstly, many thanks to the UKSSC as well as the British Council for having me here this morning or even evening, depending on where you're dialing in. I'm Alberini Sim, and I cover the Europe operations, and I'm with the Singapore Global Network, and I'm based in Singapore. So, well, UK, London is not new to me. I've lived and worked there for about 5 months, and the privilege is covering Europe. I cover UK as well. So I'm actually going to be in London in a couple of weeks' time for a work trip. So I'm here to briefly introduce who we are, what we do, and how it can be a part of our community. Next slide, please. So the Singapore Global Network, SGN for short, is an international community of our Singaporeans abroad and friends and fans of Singapore. So we are a Singapore government entity and a division of the Singapore Economic Development Board. So SGN is about building meaningful and lasting relationships with the individuals like yourself, partners and community groups to widen and strengthen this network in order to better facilitate the exchange of ideas, resources, and even talent. So we partner with a wide range of stakeholders, and this includes the various Singapore student societies in the UK and Ireland, including UKSSC as well, who has been a valuable partner with us to engage the Singaporean students in UK and British Council as well. So these are all part of our efforts to bridge the communities and also making the Singaporeans overseas stay connected to Singapore. So especially for those of you in the audience who are moving to the UK for your studies, it can be exciting and at the same time nerve-wracking navigating such transitions and changes. So this is where your respective SingSocs and SGN can come to play a part in supporting you through the communities and resources that we offer. So next slide. So I'd like to invite you to join the Singapore Global Network. By joining us, you'll be a part of our growing community of Singaporeans and friends of Singapore. So some benefits of being a member of our network, including receiving information and content on our social media platforms to keep you updated on the latest in Singapore. First dibs on our events and initiatives, including career and recruitment sessions, networking opportunities, dialogue sessions with leading industry leaders, sometimes with political office holders as well, and as well as social events. You'll also get access to our growing global community, even networking with other Singaporean peers like yourself residing in other countries through some joint events, and of course, resources for you to stay connected with one another. So the next slide, please. So one of the things that we offer, which will be of interest to you, and is something that UKSSC is also a partner of and a beneficiary of, is our SGN funding program, SGN for short, which I've outlined in this slide. So this is actually a funding program that supports ground-up initiatives by organizations and individuals that celebrate connections and a sense of community to Singapore. So essentially, this program supports efforts to engage communities of overseas Singaporeans and friends of Singapore, therefore helping to grow and strengthen our global network of family and friends. So if you are also a fresher or soon to be fresher, looking to connect with fellow Singaporean students at your university or where you may stay over for social, festive or networking purposes, the funding program might just be something that you wish to consider tapping on, especially some of you might be your potential student leaders in your SingSocs in time to come. So the last slide. So do connect with us. And this is our website to find out more and also for you to join us and signing up with us to be part of our database and our networks. And of course, you can also find us on social media you just find us at Singapore Global Network on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And then on this note, all the best to all of you in the audience as you embark at the next phase of your lives, and considering UK as a study destination. And I look forward to seeing all of you in the UK and joining us for our future events. So one of the names that you might like to kind of have as your top of mind recall is one of my colleague, Bao Hui, who is based in London. It's just that unfortunately she can't be here today because she's on a road trip for a conference. But yeah, Bao Hui you're probably going to be hearing and seeing a lot of Bao Hui, who's our resident SGN officer covering UK, and she's based in London. So if you ever see her, you can tell her where you get to know about her name and say hi. All right, so that's the last slide I have, and thank you very much. So back to you, UKSSC.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so basically that concludes all our presentations. So now we're going to move on to our next segment, which is the breakout room. So how this is going to be run is that once we open the rooms, it's basically you guys are free to hop around and ask any questions to as many SingSoc leaders as you'd like. And the rooms are going to be run for about 45 minutes or around 6:20 if you're in Singapore or 11:20 if you're in the UK. And then we'll bring everyone back to the main room for a closing bit. So if you do have any issues, especially with tech, as you can see just now, don't hesitate to give us a shout and then we'll fix it right away. Okay, so we're going to show you a list of SingSocs that we have today. Ryan. Right. Okay, so this is the list of universities that we have today and their respective representatives. We do understand that we don't have every single UK university here, but if you want, you can ask either universities in the same region or vicinity. If you have general living expenses kind of questions, or if they're just general questions, you can look for me in the University of Bristol room and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So with that, we're going to open the rooms and you guys can knock yourselves out with all the questions. So yeah, so the rooms are now open. So you guys feel free to just jump around and have fun.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello here. Later, about halfway, about 11, I need to go. So let me, oh, it's here. Let me just get my other my phone so that I can still hear what's going on.
Okay, no problem. It's like if there's any question, try my best to do it. But of course, like, yeah, just feel free to ask me any questions or SingSoc.
Yep. Hello.
Isabel. That's Rebecca.
Yeah. 27 unsigned.
Okay. It's Rebecca too. Any concerns studying in University of York?